Okay. Hi. Hello. How hi. How are you? Okay. So, I was just watching Park Rose Permaculture's YouTube video, and she pointed out that this rioting is extremely boring here in LA. So, yeah, there's a car trying to point. Can't get my finger in the video. So there's a car on fire over there. The anti-ICE protesters arrested in LA. So there's some cars. Those have been on fire since I think last night. Um, there's this one right here. Oops, where's my finger there? That somebody just got arrested from. Initially, and that's the guy right there. Initially, that guy came out, grabbed the helmet off one of the officers' heads. The guy grabbed his helmet back, put it back on, and shoved his ass. Maybe sort of just let him come back into the crowd, and the guy re-engaged. So he apparently wanted to be arrested. This is this right here. This right here. And the bottles being thrown, as you can see. Looks like water bottles are being thrown from the crowd. This is off of the 105, I guess, that they're blocking, and these guys have been told to push them back, so that's kind of what they're trying to do, is they're not holding the line, they're trying to push these guys back. But here, and then it says in Amadea Street and East Temple Street, so it tells you where. This has been going on for a while now. Apparently these guys called in a bunch of these self-driving vehicles and started doing stupid shit. This is what we don't want. This Saturday, no Keene State protest. We want it like this without the throwing of things. We don't want this. This is bullshit and doesn't help. Understandable, doesn't help. This, look at the pullback shot of all of these very peaceful people. If you throw shit, you're not helping. Don't throw shit. Okay? But that doesn't look like a riot. That looks like shenanigans that should not happen. That's undermining what we're trying to do. Don't do that. This is the military. More officers, more military, pointing, asking questions, engaging with people. Okay. Look, more. What's happening there? They are walking. They are talking. This is not a riot. This is a fucking protest. These are young men and probably women doing stupid shit. This here is not the norm of this protest. This is the norm. This happening right outside of ICE facilities is what pushed the president to send in and activate illegally these National Guard troops. And thankfully, the courts agreed, SCOTUS agreed and said, this is an illegal activation. These guys still shouldn't even be standing on the fucking road under an illegal activation. They should be gone, because they're not, their presence is what made this get worse, what made this escalate. Now, I will not deny at all the absolute delight. I can't get the damn camera to turn around, because God forbid it worked properly. I can't get it. Maybe I'll just stitch this to something else. Maybe I'll just have to do that. I don't know. It's no. We're just gonna continue. We're gonna continue. Okay. So I know you want to see my precious face, but it's just probably not going to happen in a way that I can guarantee that it's going to happen. I don't know how good this is. We're just going to have to go with how it is. But there's my solution. I just can't see my face. The escalation was minor, thankfully. Most people didn't take the bait. There's a huge group still outside of the ICE building. People are waving flags. That is not, we all know what protests look like. We remember over the years, we remember the BLM protests when they got really, really bad and they became riots. Those were not helpful as well. It undermined a great deal of things. But huge numbers of police cars hanging out all on a bridge. They're just like blocking traffic, the police. But what Trump wants desperately is to scare people for two things. He wants to scare you so that you don't show up this weekend because they hear how many people are coming to protest. And he didn't like how many people protested back in April and the fact that people are continuing to protest. He's not going to like people protesting on his big fucking day because then the news talks about those people protesting and why they're protesting and they don't fucking focus on the parade. Not his birthday, but the parade. Like he was like, it's just a coincidence, my birthday. It's not for me, it's for the army. And the army is rolling their eyes going, do you know how much of a pain in the ass this is? Do you know how much of a pain in the fucking ass it is to put that many vehicles on the railhead and to get it shipped up to DC? It took them weeks. And those tanks are going to tear up the streets of Constitution and Pennsylvania avenues because Trump wants an unreasonable and unasked for military parade. He thinks that shit is cool and doesn't understand why the biggest military and the greatest nation on this planet doesn't do it. It's because the military is a separate entity within the United States. The military has a very specific function to protect us from all enemies, foreign and domestic. We celebrate it when it returns from war. And since the Korean War, those celebrations have been very localized to posts and whatnot because we don't deploy huge numbers en masse anymore. But what Trump wants from bringing in the military from this is that people don't protest this weekend. I am not impressed with this riot. This riot is not impressive. And as far as protests go, the numbers there is impressive. It looks like a good protest, but it's boring. People are angry. People are high in feelings. And a few of those have lost control. And they're going to get in trouble, and they should get in trouble. There's a dude whacking his skateboard on one of those self-driving vehicles. That's not how you get to the man, my boys. And you're going to ruin your life over that bullshit. That I don't agree with. I 100% agree with our right to protest, especially with the way ICE is being allowed to go into things, how they're doing things, and to protest the administration for its actions and its overreach is our job, because Trump, my dearest cockwomple taco, your ass is only in there because 35% of the population outvoted the other 35% of population. Or I'm sorry, 34% of population of actual voting people. You did not get a majority. You just got barely more and under 50% of the population than the next biggest number person. That's how you beat Kamala. By the skin of your frickin' teeth. Or let's say it less eloquently, by the scum on your fucking nasty ass. By the little bit of scummy scum in the folds of your skin. That's how thinly you got the presidency. You don't have a mandate. We are not approving of what you're doing. The people don't approve. And we're going to get you and all your little toadies out of office, and then we're going to prosecute you for overstepping. We're going to prosecute you for the abuse of power that you're currently doing, that you projected all on the Biden administration. but somehow you're doing it. When you do it, it's okay and proper. But when you were properly being adjudicated under the law with proper investigation and proper evidence being pulled to the fore and being indicted and properly going through trials, that somehow that was a witch hunt versus what you're doing. Biden never said your name to his AG because that's illegal and unacceptable. And it's not the job of a president. What you're doing, what Bondi is doing, what Hegseth is doing, you've put freaking idiots in place and you think it's great. And all you are is just barely a leader. You're a puppet. People are letting you do things so that they can run around and do shit that you happen to agree with. But is most definitely against your oath of office. You're going to be prosecuted for going against your oath of office. And these protests are only the beginning. And your overreach into California, you tipped your hand, man. You are so afraid of the truth. We can all see it. And the people you are hurting the most are the people who used to have your back, and they no longer have your back. Those are fewer and fewer. The more you overreach, the more you lose. The faster you'll lose. So, yeah. You haven't begun to see what the American people are going to be doing for you. What our protesting is going to feel like for you. You will, though. So, yeah. That is that. That is all that is.